your tools now. If you're putting hair on, you need this tool to sort of start to mould things together. Can you see? Look, I'll show you. You see, if I do that, right, when you start, you can start moulding, and you see Jenny's head there. Yes. See how this, and you don't need to put loads of water on that. Just literally, see how you get these lovely shapes like that. Yeah. And you need to put this all up. Once you've got that.
Good morning everybody and welcome back to Lois Hook Pottery. Right, so this is week 5 and 6. Basically getting the cheekbones a bit more established, having a look at the forehead, having a look at the neck and giving it a throat line, putting the ears on, putting some hair on and giving it the shoulders, making it have something that it can stand on. There is quite a lot of fast forwarding in this, so there might be a little bit amusing, probably me talking through it, but enjoy. So the first thing I'm going to show you is me putting the ears on. The first time they were all skewy. I was too high on one side, too high on the other. Then big discussions about having ears flapped too far back and having to bring them forward, and I had to cut the back and wedge them forward. I got actually really good shape, but over the last few weeks I spent quite a lot of time just going back and looking at Jenny's ears and sort of making a lot more thought on the size of the ear lobe. Sorry for the dead air here. I had there was nice little bits of chats going on, but I realised that the radio was playing, so I've had to take that part of the speech out. So the next thing was Jenny's hair. She had it tied back and she had like a little quiff on the top, which I wanted to get in. All the way through this I couldn't work out what was wrong, but while I'm making it at this stage you'll see I've got a very sharp headline, and it wasn't until near the end that I actually realised that I had to sort of take the hairline a little bit different at the forehead. I'm actually starting to get quite pleased with it at this stage. I think as soon as you start to put the last bit in, some ears, and get some different shape on the head and the hair, you start to see some texture. But the hair was actually a bit of a nightmare for me. People were rolling tubes of clay to get the height, and it didn't work for me. I wanted it to be more lifelike. So you can see I keep building up here, and I want to get, she's got a long hair all rolled up, and I wanted to get that done. Joking apart, it really does look now like a terracotta warrior, and I love it actually. I could have stopped here. It actually really is starting to take shape now. Everybody's all getting very excited by all their pieces. Everybody was building in their own way and getting to results that were very different, but it didn't really matter actually. Me as a perfectionist, or trying very hard to get as close to the actual model as I could, I'm finding it very hard to be free in how I'm doing it. Yeah, I am. Everything's very some of the best sculptures I think are where you can see the clay and you can see the thumbprints and you can see what people are doing, and my nature is actually to try and make everything shiny and polished and flat, and that is something that I seriously am having to work on. Now you can see there I am getting really quite a good likeness, and you can see some of the other work, how it was evolving. Okay, so the decision at this point is leave the hair, come away from it, you've been doing it too long. Let's have a proper look at how this is going to stand up. You can get these on a metal stake, if you like, where there's a metal form underneath holding them up. I hadn't got that piece of equipment, so the way that I was going to do it was build the shoulders. I think for me, this section of doing it is actually a bit life-changing. When I've been throwing, I've always thrown on a wheel. Everything's very precise. When I was doing the top bit, I think I was very precise. And then on this bit, I've just got to try and make a form. And after this, I started to watch an awful lot of videos, excuse me, on how to make big pots, making coils, and you know, it was, and I think it felt a little bit liberated actually. So the main bit for me on this is Jenny had quite a rolled shoulder, rolled back, and obviously the chest is indented in. There's a shape to the chest and the neck, and I wanted to get that quite accurate. In when you looked at it, it actually looked like the actual form, and yeah, I was really pleased with how this came on. What I decided to do, because we're going to take the head of this off in a bit, we're going to have to take out all the paper and everything that I used to make the first original form. And what I decided to do, if I make this part of the neck the sort of right thickness, I won't have to be scooping that out as well. And I am getting quite pleased at this stage, still worried in my head how am I going to join it to the neck, but I am actually starting to feel that it's coming together nicely now. So there I go, I carry on going up a little bit more and getting up, and yeah, you can see I'm joining the neck now, and it is actually totally transforming the whole piece. I actually really love the way when you're working with clay on top of each other like this, you realise it all joins and it all goes together, and I was really quite surprised by that, because when you're doing a piece, adding a handle to a mug, there's all these thoughts of these ways of doing it and making sure the clay is all at the same humidity, etc, etc. But with this, you just get on with it, and actually that was very free. I enjoyed that. Now you can see I'm back to the ears again. Now let's do a little bit more work on those. I actually made them too big, started to trim them up and get the shape in. And the last bit I'm going to do here is texture on the hair. Believe it or not, I brought a comb in and I'm combing the clay. I'm trying to think about how I can make ways. Oh, actually, I've got my my other form there, my diamond coil tool there, and a comb, because I'm thinking, how can I make this hair be in the motions and actually look like the flow of the hair? You can also see that I've filled in the bit that was the terracotta shape warrior bit, like a bun. Now I've actually made the clay into a roll shape at the back and made it so it's more like the hair has actually been rolled and put up. So thank you for joining me on week 5 and 6. Just coming to the end now of this one. That was quite a lot achieved in a couple of hours, and the next one's great, because the next one is me taking the head off. That is quite a serious decision to make and how to do it, and I just get on with it. So proud of myself for that, and you wouldn't even know when I put the head back on. So join me in the next video to see how I do that. Again, thanks for joining. Please like and subscribe and join my channel if you like what I do. See you soon.